people in our building, in our school, that seem to be the most happy? Some of those very people have often said in private, not so much. Do you have any sense that you could probably pull back the lid on Hollywood, on people that make lots and lots of money, who always are smiling for the cameras? But if you could see their life in private, maybe they're not that happy at all. And maybe they're not always smiling all the time. You know what I'm saying? That life for them maybe isn't as great as they like to portray it as at all. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump to level 3. What is for you at 3A? Other texts. What is for you your favorite film that kind of shows this idea that there's two sides to a person? There's the side everybody sees, and then there's the side that only a few people get to see. Is there a film like that for you? That you can think of, a TV show like that for you? Where you get to see the real person, and it is not the same as the person that everybody sees. Sometimes historical movies, movies about historical people, will show that. They'll show the other side of the person, and you go, oh, they're not, they weren't always happy all the time. Their lives were in fact really sad. There is a saying often that people who are comedians often live really tragic lives, really sad lives. They laugh all the time because behind their laughter is all of that pain, all of that tragedy, we might say. I'm going to have you write down in 3A a text, though, that we will study later by T.S. Eliot called The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, where he will say, in fact, as an old man, that there's, in the morning, time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. A mask. A mask. Not literally a mask, but figuratively a mask. Metaphorically, a mask. The other reference here is, of course, the nasty reference by Hamlet to Ophelia in Shakespeare's great play Hamlet, where Hamlet will say to his girl Ophelia, I have heard of your paintings too well enough. God hath given you one face, and you make yourselves another. Ouch! Here is a guy yelling at his girl about wearing makeup. And he says to his girl, Ophelia, if you were real, you wouldn't put all that makeup on. You would just come to school the way you look. The fact that girls wear makeup is proof that they are liars. Whoa, Hamlet being kind of mean and nasty to his girl Ophelia. But it does beg a really interesting question. Would we be better served at Welland High School to have a no makeup day? And all of the girls at Welland High School have to come to school without any makeup at all. It's been an interesting debate in 303 over the years when we asked this question. Some guys pointing out, wait a minute, why would makeup matter to a guy? Because if the guy likes the girl because her face looks pretty, but that's not her face, it's made up, well then he doesn't really like the girl, he likes how the girl is made up. I mean, think about what it's called. We call it, not always cosmetics, we often will call it make up, which of course when you're a child means not real. In other words, that isn't really the way the person looks at all. Wouldn't it be better to have a true understanding of the way a person looked? A girl in 303 once said, well, that's fine. If we're going to have no makeup day, then we're also going to have some other kind of thing to balance it for the guys. So what would that be? And you can like kind of, imagine what that might be, What would it be? So in other words, what is the point we're making? A day you would show up at Welland High School and you have to be vulnerable. You have to show your true colors. You have to show what you really look like, right? Let's jump to 3B. What are your thoughts about this idea that people are not always what they appear to be? Do you think it's true that people get up in the morning and put a mask on where they're smiling but they're not happy? Are masks always bad? Are masks a way to survive at Welland High School? So for example, somebody says to you, dude, how's it going? Do you really want somebody to say, oh man, my life sucks, I can't believe, right? Or are you more inclined to say, you know what, masks are a form of survival. They're a way we get through our day. I'm working a job, I'm having a crummy day, but the minute the customer walks in, what do I got to do? I got to smile like I'm having a great day. Why? Because that's the way we are expected to behave when we are with other people. Question, do you have somebody, though, that you can take your mask off with? Is that important? Do you have somebody that you can just say, hey, this is me, totally me? We're not speaking literally, taking makeup off. We're talking metaphorically. Do you have somebody in your life that you can really say, this is who I am. This is what I am. No need to mask it. No need to fake it. Do you have somebody in your life you can not fake with? Is that important? Is that a significant thing? Another question. This is more of a philosophic existential question, but I'll ask it nonetheless. Do you think anyone ever really knows who you really are? Ever? Or is that something always has to remain a hidden thing? Always has to remain a little bit hidden. Because if I were to show everything about who I am, you might not totally accept me. You might not totally approve of me. You might not totally like me. Do you think fear has anything to do with the use of the mask? What are examples of masks from the time we're young? Often, little boys are told, you don't what if you get jacked? You don't cry. Why don't you cry? Because boys don't cry. Interesting. Boys don't cry? Because the last time I checked, some of our greatest sports people bawl like little children when they've won ball games or lost ball games. What's that all about? Sometimes sport can show us something of especially males in ways we don't normally see. Isn't that fascinating? Right? Of course, the same often will be true in, as we're being raised. When we're told there's certain ways you're supposed to behave, you must behave those ways. Well, what if I don't want to behave those ways? Fake it. Just do it. Very interesting. So there you go. We Wear the Mask by Laurence Dunbar, an introduction to a couple of his great poems. Thank you.